Hey, I'm Chris Robin, aka at Detroit Beastie, here with Team Riser Fall to talk about Sunday Night Football. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers head to Jerry World to take on the Dallas Cowboys at 8:20 p.m. tonight. Before I get into what I'm thinking for this single game DFS slate, make sure you go to the website at Team Riser Fall. As it stands right now, as you're watching this video, this 90% off coupon and the 75% off coupon will expire at midnight. It's like Cinderella. It's too good to be true. Pumpkin at midnight. But you'll always have the Beastie promo code, which I think was a fantastic segue in this broadcast. You can always use promo code Beastie, though, if you miss out on the other two. With that one, you'll get $10 off your first month of premium services, and you get access to all the private Discord shows, all the rankings, projections, the study hub, which we go through in length on all football broadcast here at the website. Let's talk about football, shall we? There's a few recent betting trends I want to get into, but I also want to bring in the study hub because this is the first single game slate video for NFL that we can absolutely use it for. So let's get rolling, shall we? And here we are. We are back. I know. Do a morning broadcast on Sunday or the college football video. It's just me and you, my face and you. But on this one, it's just more wise to use the study hub here. As you can see, it's been updated a little bit. Here, look at the logo right there, Team Riser Fall. You click any of this stuff, it takes you right where you want to be. And you know the tabs here, we can discount, or not discount, but lock in every game. But I want to talk about the Cowboys hosting Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. As it stands right now, over under is at 50.5 points. That is amazing. It's wild. I think every bit of that hits on the over. So in turn, this DFS video should be a blast here. Let's start off with the quarterbacks per usual. Tom Brady, as you can see here. Brady, get this though, Dallas is 5th overall against opposing quarterbacks. So Brady, $16,000 on FanDuel, $10,000 on DraftKings. And I do have to tell you this though, these are all flex prices, because again, you get captain spots, you get an MVP spot on FanDuel, captain spot on DK, and those are all at least on FanDuel, everything's the same across the board. On DraftKings, however, Tom Brady is more expensive. It's like times 1.5 to put him in the captain spot. When you look at him this year, we haven't seen him yet, obviously. I'm thinking we're with like 41 attempts, 290 yards, 28 completions, and 2 touchdowns. And when we scroll across here, I want to show you a few things. The projection, 13.71. I think that's a little low. I already got it up here on DK at least. 16.91 total points, and you got the salary 6.5. It's just a good move. And I also want to let you know, on Prize Picks right now, for today's action here, it basically Tom Brady is a free square. They have his sticker price is like 90% off, where it's like half a yard, over under half a yard. So if you're doing any Prize Pick stuff in relation to rise or fall, the DFS plays or anything else that we're doing here, you can use that one. It's a free square. It pumps up your parlays or your Prize Pick bonus stuff on another level. Mitch has that all down pat. He explained it on the morning video, where you can do a 4-person power play, and you use Tom Brady over 5 passing yards. Then it becomes sort of a thing where if one of the other 4 don't hit, it becomes a three-legged power play, something like that. I'm still learning Prize Picks, but let's get back to the action here and talk about Dak Prescott. We all know what to expect from Dak, right? In a way, we all know what to expect from the Cowboys. And as you can see, Dak Prescott 15.5 on FanDuel, 10.2 on DK, $33 on Yahoo. Going to have a healthy stat line here. 26 completions, 2 touchdowns, 275 yards. And when you look at the DVP, as you can see, it says 27th overall. Tampa Bay's 27th overall against opposing quarterbacks. I find that to be false. Everything I did, maybe it hasn't been updated, in the last, in the afternoon as of yet. But right now, Tampa Bay 18th overall against opposing quarterbacks. Tampa Bay has a very stout defensive front. Let's talk about the running backs. I'll breeze through this one because by the time you watch this video, it's probably going to be around 4 or 5 o'clock. The 1 p.m. games are completed. We're just getting to rest. Maybe we've already undone our belt because we've eaten nachos and pizza, so you can settle down and watch this video. So we'll breeze through it because, again, at the time you're watching this video, I would imagine people's attention spans for football stuff could be very low, or if you're a DFS freak freak like me, we're still, we want it all, we want it all. When you look at Leonard Fournette, 13.5 on FanDuel, 8.6 on DK, $23 on Yahoo, and we go through here. Dallas is very, very stout against opposing running backs, as you can see right there. They're third overall against opposing running backs. But when you look at his DraftKings projections and stuff, it's about 12.79. Ownership percentage will be added in later in the afternoon once lineups start to lock here. But I think we're looking at Fournette, 14, 15 carries, 60-ish yards. I think also Fournette sees about 4 receptions in this one, 430 yards, and Fournette finds the end zone. But those price tags, are they off-putting on FanDuel? 13.5, yes and no. I would imagine on FanDuel, even on DK, Leonard Fournette's ownership percentage is going to be, for a single game slate, around 25%, maybe even as high as 33%, given all the offseason hoopla of him being the man, being the stud. Did Leonard Fournette pull a James Harden where he wanted to trade and he put on some chub in his belly, and then he shows up to camp after a week, he's fit as a fiddle, 8-pack just ripped out, and any way you slice it, Leonard Fournette is going to be a main piece of the DFS puzzle today. And we go down the list here, in my notes at least. They got this rookie, right, Rachaad White, and I have him in my notes, which I'll post above the likes of Keyshawn Vaughn or Giovanni Bernard, because again, Tom Brady, he is very good at using all options on the field. I don't think there's enough work for Gio to go around in this one. Keyshawn Vaughn, 3 carries, maybe 10, 12 yards in that way, 4.5 yards a pop here. But to me, Rachaad White is going to be the number 2 right behind Leonard Fournette. 7.5 on FanDuel. That's a lock to me. And on DK, only $2,400. Yahoo, he's $10, 4 or 5 carries, 15, 20 yards, a reception or 2 for another 10 or 15 yards. And I don't know why I've said this a lot today, if he finds the end zone, it's all gravy. When we look at the Dallas backfield, it's, I don't know. You tell me. I mean, I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments one way or another, but it still is the Zeke Elliott show. But Tony Pollard needs to command our attention too. So of the 2 running backs, you might ask, well, Chris, what are we going to do? Why can't we use them both? Tampa Bay, 10th overall DVP-wise against opposing running backs here. Zeke Elliott, 13 grand on FanDuel, 7.8 on DK, 21 on Yahoo. When you look at Tony P, 9.5 on FanDuel, lock. DK, 6.4, and on Yahoo, he's $13. I have Zeke Elliott around 13, 14 carries, 55, maybe 16 yards. He loves those receptions. So I'm thinking Zeke Elliott is targeted 6 times. Would that be wild? But I don't think so. Not when we get to CeeDee Lamb, Noah Brown, Jalen Tolbert, you'll understand this thing. But Zeke Elliott around 4 receptions for 20 yards, and he will in fact find the end zone. In which way? In the air, on the ground? I don't really know. For betting purposes, that would be good to know. So for you betting hounds out there, let's just say Zeke Elliott finds the end zone on the ground, a goal line carry, and boom, he's in. When you look at Tony Pollard, he's going to get 9 or 10 carries, 45, 50 yards. If you do the simple math, 10 carries, 50 yards, 5 yards a pop, 3 receptions, another 20 yards. In terms of a touchdown, I don't have that radar yet locked in, but I do have him locked in my lineups. He is highlighted in my notes. Let's talk about the wide receivers. When you look at Tampa Bay here, it's a little, I don't say it's strange here, but Chris Godwin questionable, Russell Gage questionable. So we're left with Mike Evans and Julio Jones. And when you look at Mike Evans, this guy, you know the rap on Mike Evans. Just all he does is produce 1,000-yard seasons year after year after year, and nobody cares. Mike Evans and let's say Keenan Allen are 2 of probably the 2 most disrespected wide receivers in the league. But for some odd reason this year, folks have started to come around on Keenan Allen. Is it because of Herbert? I don't know. But look at Mike Evans. He's got Tom Brady as his quarterback. Evans, 14.5 on FanDuel, 10.6 on DK, 8-9 targets, 5-6 receptions, 70 yards. Mike Evans is going to score a touchdown tonight, so why even bother? As we move down, one of the more shocking things of Sunday, one of the more shocking things I will have said here is Julio Jones is now a part of Tampa Bay's, I pulled a fast one on you. We're going to go back to my face. And where were we? Julio Jones. When you look at Julio, Dallas 17th overall against opposing wide receivers. Julio 10-5 on FanDuel. That's a little much, guys. I mean, he's like Darth Vader in a way, all fake robot parts, at least his knees and his ankles. But hey, he is still a good professional wide receiver. And when you look at Julio, only $5,000 on DK. That's the discrepancy I've seen this week on DK. He's $5,000 on DraftKings, but on FanDuel, he's $10,500. I mean, he's a lock on DK at least because of the health of Godwin and Gage. So I have Julio, 6 targets, 4 receptions, 45 to 50 yards. That would be great to see him out there, full health, working hand in hand with Tom Brady. As we turn our attention, if Chris Godwin is active, I don't know how much stock I would place in him on a single game slate because I have some options on the other end of the field that I think would be a better use of our time and our fictitious money on both websites. CeeDee Lamb here, he is the alpha now that Amari Cooper is gone. He was trending in that direction anyways, whether Coop was going to be there or not. And when you look at CeeDee Lamb, $14,000 on FanDuel, 10-4 on DK, $25 on Yahoo. When you look at Lamb, 10 targets, 6-7 receptions, 80 yards and a touchdown. So far, we're looking like Mike Evans, CeeDee Lamb, lock, and you add in a guy like Rachaad White, and maybe we're onto something. I don't know. Let's see where else the rest of these notes in this video takes us. Noah Brown I have highlighted too. It looks like this kid is going to step in favor of Michael Gallup for the time being. 7-5 on FanDuel, only $3,000 on DK, and $12 on Yahoo. He's a lock. He's highlighted. So far, I'll update that at the end of the video. It'd be too much to update every 2 seconds. This isn't a sports talk radio show. It's a fun DFS video, right? When you look at Noah Brown, 5 targets, 3-4 receptions. I'm thinking Noah sees 40 or 50 yards in yardage here. Completed pass. Remember the video? I was doing this, touchdown, completed pass. But Noah Brown needs to be on our radar tonight, especially on DK at only $3,000. Jalen Tolbert was talked about in rookie circles as kind of a sneaky play. When you look at Tolbert, 8-5 on FanDuel, 5-8 on DK, and $10 on Yahoo. 5 targets, 3 receptions, 35 yards. The value is, I don't see the value there for Jalen Tolbert. Kid could be, light the world on fire, but for this game at least, based on the price tag and the potential output I have for Noah Brown, Jalen Tolbert, it's a pass. I'm not even looking Simi Fetko's way. I mean, if you want to put in an anytime touchdown bet just to cover your bases, I would be fine with that. 6-5 on FanDuel. On DK, only $200. So as a lineup filler, you want to, chalk your DK lines full of studs and you got like nothing left. Put in Fenko in there if you need to. I got him for like 2 receptions, 15, 20 yards. When we look at the tight ends, it's a one and done kind of situation. It's got to be all about Dalton Schultz. Tampa Bay, 20th overall against opposing tight ends. Schultz, $9,000 on FanDuel, 6-8 on DraftKings, and $20 on Yahoo. As I said, I have Dak Prescott around 35, maybe even 40 passing attempts. And what did I say? 26 completions. So it's not shocking for me to say Dalton Schultz will see 7-8 targets. He'll catch, 5, maybe 6 passes, 50, 60 yards, and he'll find the end zone. So give me all Dalton Schultz. Jake Ferguson will play somewhat of a role. He'll be at Blake Jarwin is out, obviously, but Blake Jarwin stepped up when need be last season. But Jake Ferguson, I believe Dallas selected him in the 4th round. He's only $200 on DK, 5-5 on FanDuel. No thank you. 1 target, 1 reception. If we're lucky, 10 or 12 yards. If it's a touchdown, all gravy. Simi and Jake Ferguson make for better anytime touchdown bets than a DFS play here. When we look at the kickers, Ryan Suckup, Brett Maher, they could go back and forth here. I think there's too many studly other offensive weapons here to use more so than the kicker. I know a lot of folks when play on DK, DraftKings, they love to sneak in a kicker here because on DK, Suckup's only $4,000. Brett Maher's only $3,800. But when I look at the final score here that I'll give to you in just a moment, and I look at my projections for all the players, it's just going to be extra point city. Not a lot, maybe 1-for-1 with a field goal here, but it's going to be extra point city. So if you want to use, $9,000 for Brett Maher on FanDuel to score 3 or 4 points and extra points, then so be it. But I would like to go Noah Brown's route, or as I said, maybe even a little Kyle Rudolph action at tight end for Tampa Bay. Few betting trends. I'll give you a final score and we'll get the heck out of here. Tampa Bay 5-2 against the spread their last 7 games against an NFC opponent. The over is 7-1 Tampa Bay's last 8 games in the month of September. And last I looked, it's September 11th. So that holds water. The under is 7-2 Dallas's last 9 games against the NFC. And last but not least, Dallas 16-6 against the spread their last 22 games. So Chris, what's the final score? What are we going to do here? I think Tampa Bay wins this one in Dallas. What a way to start the season for you Dallas Cowboys fans. There's no ill will. We know all the jokes and can't get it done in playoffs. They're all, Dak and Zeke are regular season studs, but I don't care about any of that stuff. I care about right now, week 1, Sunday Night Football. Tampa Bay wins this one 31-27, and when you add that up, that's about 58 total points. So give me the over on this game. Let's use Dalton Schultz. Let's use Noah Brown. Let's use Mike Evans and a little bit of Rashad White here. And then in terms of a quarterback, you can go back and forth and just dib and dab, make identical lineups with the same 4 core guys. As I said, Schultz, Noah, Mike Evans, and CD Lamb. 31-27. TB wins this one. Thanks for having me. Thanks for being here. Use promo code BEASTY. You'll get $10 off your first month of premium services here at Team Riser Fall. And one more option, 90% off, 70% off. That stuff goes away at midnight like a pumpkin. So use it or lose it. Until I see you again tomorrow for Monday Night Football. Be good, and hopefully today's been unbelievably awesome. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.